I first met Bill really in 1991. I saw a little advertisement in the local Fort Bend newspaper with a little ad for actors wanted for, the show was called Crimes of the Heart. I'd never really done theater before. And I thought, well, heck.
Still haven't.
Yeah. Who's roasting who? So I thought, well, heck, you know, I got nothing else to do. I'll go audition for it, see what it's like. So I auditioned, and the whole time I'm auditioning, Bill's sitting there going, read this line. So I'll read that line. No, read this line. So I read that line. That's not going to work. Read this character. There was only 2 male characters in the thing, and had me read for 4.
It's about right.
So, needless to say, he took pity on me, and he gave me a part. And it went on to be the absolute best show CAST has ever done. However, no.
I'm not admitting.
But anyway, that's how I got to know Bill. Now, in those years in between, I remember Bill when he was the only director that we could ever get, show after show. Everything was directed by Bill Long. Every stage was built by Bill Long.
And this is Bill Long.
And this is Bill Long. Yeah.
Right.
Don't you recognize him? Until I realized that every set began to look like the last set. And people began to come into the theater saying, is this the Bill Long set? That's when he realized he needed some help.
So he got you.
But I knew Bill years ago when he still had a memory. Because Bill is the only man that I've ever known that could sit through a melodrama, have a part in which he has no lines, and spend the entire day memorizing the lines he doesn't have. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing.
I'll remember this.
In all seriousness, Bill has done more for theater in this town than Dee Casserly. And I mean that. But we've known Bill. There were times at CAST Theater when we'd be backstage as actors and actresses preparing for a show, and there would be nobody in the audience. 5 minutes before showtime, there would be nobody in the audience. And we all made a pledge to one another. If nobody shows up, we're going home. But the other side of that pledge was, if one person shows up, we give a show. And damn it, he'd hired somebody to show up.
No, we had 2 people. And I remember that.
So the amazing thing about this is, this theater he developed, and I will tell you, he developed it over the last at least 23 or 24 or 10 years. He developed this theater where we didn't know if we would have anybody, to a point now where CAST Theater has practically sold out every show. You think, Dee?
Oh, absolutely.
We have 87% of all seats are season tickets, something like that. He's done a marvelous job. We've appreciated him. He's really, and let me not forget, please. Where's his wife, Brenda?
Oh my God!
His wife, Brenda, has been half of that team, because everything he wouldn't do, she did. She did. That's right. That's right. In fact, we're going to give that award to Brenda.
Oh yeah.
But it has been a team effort. I have some ugly stories about Bill, but with Brenda here, I'm afraid to tell them. Look at the looks she's giving me right now. You know. And I've seen Brenda at her worst. You don't want to see Brenda at her worst. However, there are funny things that happen during the course of theatrical experiences. And Bill didn't appreciate any of them, but he tolerated all of them. The one that I'm most grateful that Bill tolerated was us as actors and actors being able to drink on stage, and Bill pretended like he didn't know. That was the absolute best.
I didn't know.
See how good we were? We're good actors and actresses.
That's a matter of debate.
I would like to invite anybody else who has a little story about Bill and would like to share it with us to come on up and just give a little anecdotal incident of things that may have gone on that Bill would be embarrassed about. Like the time his pants fell off backstage. Remember that, Bill? God, that was funny. Well, we'll get into that later.
You had to be there.
You had to be there. Yeah, you had to be there. Ron Saville is the president of CAST Theater today. He's right there. Yeah, he's right there. Ron is taking this thing
Get up
by
here.
the belt and pulled it along. Ron, you got anything you'd like to say?
No, thanks, Bill.
Dee Casserly is on the board of directors, and Dee has been with Bill a long time. You can tell it in her eyes. Dee, is there anything you'd like to say about Bill? Come on, don't leave me up here like this.
Okay, I won't leave him hanging. Okay.
You're not
the
leaving me
one
hanging.
thing- Yeah, okay. The one thing about Bill that I loved when I first got started back into acting, I had done some stuff and I came to work on the set, which we now know that I am never allowed to pick up a paintbrush ever again. Because the very first day I picked up a set, I got paint all over everybody else but the set. And Bill said, okay, I think we can work with you, but never pick up a paintbrush. And the thing is too, is that you have to understand something about CAST, which is from Rosenberg, from when I first started. I remember when the entire downtown Rosenberg used to close up at 5 o'clock. And I mean, just 10 years ago, you didn't really want to hang out. You came to the show and you left. Now you see how downtown Rosenberg, we've got restaurants that stay, we've got a wine bar, we've got things that people want to come and hang out downtown. And plus, we've got shows that are completely sold out before the show even begins. So we're going through growing pains, which we will get them grown, because we've got other people that want to come see us, but we have now got such a good following that we want even more people to come down. I know some people don't want to call us the alley of Rosenberg, but I think the alley
I love that. Yeah,
but I think that we've grown so much, and I think the entire downtown the city has helped Rosenberg grow again, come back and be revitalized. With the arts, we've got the Art League. We now have a symphonic band, things that we just didn't have 8 years ago, 5 years ago, things that have just really come about. So we're just now getting to where we're advertising and tell people come find us, and this is a great place. So, and Bill, you helped start it all by bringing these people back to Rosenberg.